Tyler Ennis was the AHL Player of the Month. Good stuff. I mean, he doesn't really deserve to be in the AHL, but yeah. I mean, we're right there. Games at hand. We could take the division lead here. We have a game coming up against New Jersey. Board of Confidence update. We went 9-3-2 in the last month. We're looking good. We are looking good. We're number 1 in the Pacific. 2 games at hand on San Jose. We got a real shot here. Jensen, it's not up to me. I don't really care if you play. It's not up to me. Dude, Morgan Riley might win the Norris this year. He's been great. He has been great. Cops dropping the prime sub. Cops, you'll love to see it. Thank you for that. Again, sorry to hear about you buying a game. Ooh, hello. Isaac Rosen. Already up to 2 stars. Isaac Rosen's already in our top 6 for wingers. Ratu has already jumped Bordalo. These 2 guys might be signed as soon as next year. Let's see. How many games? How many games have we played? 36. So let's get to the halfway point. Let's get to the halfway point. 41 games played. Is when we'll take a look at the team and see what exactly we have to do here. That is the game plan. We got Chicago and Tampa coming up here. The Vasilevsky Bowl. I thought this was simming the whole time, and I'm like, wait a minute, why did you not? It's like, wait, what happened? Alright, still on 37 games played. Lost to Chicago. Tyler Benson's ready to go. That's fine. Again, Tyler, it's not up to me. You need to figure this out on your own. Be good enough that Coach plays you. Jack Rathbone. Wow. The Rangers have traded Pavel Buchnevich for Jack Rathbone. Rangers and Canucks just love making deals with one another here. I mean, that makes the Horvat trade look a little bit better. Not by much. San Jose, Seattle, and Vegas. Pretty much neck and neck for that top spot in the division right now. Right now it belongs to Seattle. Geek bought Firmino Walters today. Very nice. I mean, he can afford it now. He's a big Twitch streamer. He's a big Twitch streamer. He can afford it. Let's see. 39 games. We play San Jose and Colorado. Big game against the Sharks. We win it. And Colorado, we lose. But there we go. We have hit the midway point of the season, chat. And we are currently the second best team in the Western Conference. And atop the Pacific Division. Not bad for an expansion team. Let's take a look at the team here. Whoops. Some of the stats. So, Morgan Riley is leading our team in scoring with 34 points. Then Cam Atkinson has 20 goals. It's very obvious we need more offensive firepower. Philip Heedle's been great when he's played. Tank for right. There's no tanking at this point. There's no tanking at this point. I mean, we could. 24 wins. We got a lot of guys here who haven't done much. I meant the Canucks, not Seattle. Fair. Goalie stats. I mean, both Vasilevsky and Holtby have been great. Phil, what's going on, buddy? Johan Larsson plays a very physical game. We need better centers. I mean, there's no denying. This Ratu dropped down to 4 stars. Oof. There's no denying that this team is solid. It's just a matter of what we want to do. I mean, we could definitely go for it without having to give up too much. You know, pretty much go Vegas style, but not entirely. The leader in penalty minutes is Ekholm with 42. Tony, take it easy, buddy. Catch you later. I mean, his team's been really good. Any teams like Tyler Johnson's on the trade block there, but there's no way I want that contract. William Carlson. Wild Bill is on the trade block because Vegas just loves getting rid of people. Of course, it's not that we're limited to trading for people on the block, but again, it helps with the lower value. Make Tampa retain. I would, but then again, it's only Tyler Johnson. Patrick Hornqvist as a veteran option. Let's make it 5.3, though. We need Florida to retain. But I mean, Florida and mainly Florida. Then we got Tampa, we got Florida, and we got Vegas. If we were to try to trade for William Carlson, what would it take? Because again, we still have the option of selling. But I mean, right now we're the second best team in the West. I don't know if we could possibly tank ourselves far enough. We might as well just go for the meme of trying to win this in one season. While not fully committing to trying to win it in one season. I guess that's the question. Do we go for it or not? Vegas is a goalie situation. That's the thing. I'm going to keep Holtby and Vasilevsky if I can. I don't think there's any reason to split them up. I mean, we're not going to pull a Chicago here and get rid of Leonard when we could have Leonard and Crawford. So let's see here. Let's just let's look at game rating, because we know Tyler Benson has just not been ready for prime time, but we'd have to send him down. So I'm willing to get rid of Tyler Benson. I am willing to get rid of Carl Grundstrom, who also hasn't been good enough. Let's see, I'm also willing to get rid of Max Jones and Vitaly Abramov. I mean, we'll be getting rid of 4 guys who I can't put through waivers, who have some potential. It's a lot to give up on paper for Carlson, but it might be worth it. Carlson currently has 22 points in 22 games. Tough to say. It's not worth going after him. And the face-off rating is decent. That's one aspect that we're kind of struggling. $5.9 million cap hit for Wild Bill. Can we get this to go through? Didn't want to do that for Guy to Mac here. In terms of potential, what if I were to use Stephen Willie here? No. Cheapest way we could get this to go through. 4th rounder won't do it. So Benson, Grundstrom, Jones, Abramov, and a 3rd for William Carlson. On paper, that is a lot. But again, Benson, Grundstrom, Jones, Abramov, not good enough to be NHLers right now. Their ceiling is not really all that high. And I can't send them down. I have to put them through waivers. Good thing you can't read, right? I think we go for this. He had 81 points in 82 games last year and has 22 in 22 this year. That's going to be our first big trade. Cheaper the week before the deadline. But for me, the big thing is let me just move some of these players out who haven't been that great. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to offer that. And we're going to see if William Carlson is going to be joining the team. And in turn, if we can get rid of some of these younger players who really aren't good enough for this lineup, based off of where this team is, we're so much further ahead. Because again, you have players leaving their teams, mostly goalies. Also frees up contract spots, exactly. I like those guys, but yeah, it just makes sense to get rid of them, get them off the roster. As Sidney Crosby hits 500 career goals, and he did it against Washington. Crazy. Big game for the kid. There it is. Tyler Benson, Carl Grundstrom, Max Jones, Vitaly Abramov, and a third-round pick this year for Wild Bill Carlson. Done deal. Done deal. We have a new number one center, which helps a lot. A lot. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now I can call up guys like VC and Ennis and Fabry to help fill out this roster. So again, it is 9, 10, 11. We got to call up 3 players. So it's going to be Jimmy VC, Tyler Ennis, and Robbie Fabry, who get the call-ups. Works for me. Works for me. Now we're going to see if these guys can get the job done here. And yeah, having William Carlson in that lineup improves it quite a bit. We're going for it. Season 1, we're going full Vegas. We're going for it. We ended up with Vassy, man. We have to. We have to. So we are absolutely going for it. Oh, and apparently we're over the cap. Problem. We're over the cap by about 6 mil. Which means Armia is getting dropped. Because Armia was initially a cap dump. Although actually Matthew Perreault, who's been on the roster, who's currently hurt, hasn't been great when he's played. Yeah, I think the answer is Armia. He hasn't been great. We signed him to 6 mil. Let's put Armia on waivers. And call up Kevin Stenlund. And hopefully I can move forward. It's still saying I'm 5 million over. Which I'm not. How could I possibly still be 5 million over? How could I still be 5 million over? Fuck. How am I still 5 million over? That doesn't make sense. Like, did it not register? Well, yeah, but I can't possibly get rid of Holtby right now. Apparently we're still 2 million over. Okay. Well, we are 2.2 over. So I hate to say it, it's either Robbie Fabry, Andreas Janssen, or Ryan Graves. And it might as well be Fabry, who's been in the minors all season. That still wasn't enough. Like, that salary barely dropped. Are you kidding me? Fuck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's Still need to drop another dude, I guess. Gotta play to the injury list. I mean, we already did. Let's drop Postma. And let's drop Kevin Stenlund. Actually, it's going to have to be Tyler Ennis. Okay, we are officially cap compliant. That was incredibly close. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. There's no way. I have at least... Ah, fuck, Perot. Would be affected by waivers here. Fuck it, Rosichka. Let's see if I can call you up. Am I good now? Yeah, we gotta wait for certain waiver claims to clear. I am 100K over right now. Put Jimmy Vesey through waivers. Call up Grant Mismash. There we go. Jesus. What horrible luck just to get Carlson on this team. Horrible luck. Unfortunately, that $6 million Armia deal, just to be a bit of a cap whale, is really coming back to haunt me. So that's $6 million bucks. As Osplund and McDonough both got hurt. Cool. McDonough's out 9 weeks. Osplund's out 4. Okay, this is, yeah, blood for the blood god all of a sudden. Alright, McDonough to the injury list. Osplund to the injury list. Okay. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll call Postma back up as a depth defender. And here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What is my cap at? 74 out of 81. Okay. So we should be good now. Call up Jimmy Vesey. Call up Tennis. Call up Robbie Fabry. Not going to be able to call up Armia. Obviously. Only up to 77 now. Okay. So yeah, I can't fuck around with Armia, but it's one... Technically, I think Perot's still on the injury list, too. Yeah, Perot's still on the injury list for the moment. McDonough's at 2 to 3 months, man. Brutal. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Rosichka. Send you down. Mismash. Send you down. Can I get away with calling up Armia? I should be able to, because we buried some of that. Alright, 77, we should be fine. In theory, we should be fine. Bang. Alright, we're good. Having to tightrope it a little bit, but we're hanging in there. Jesus. Wasn't expecting those cap issues all of a sudden, but it's where we ended up. So we're trying to get rid of Armia to give him more cap freedom. Yeah, but I don't think anyone will take him. What I can do is try to shop him. And we'll see what offers we get. Okay. Yep, we're going to be able to get rid of him. Montreal for Xavier Ouellet. Toronto would give up Max at Verano. Detroit will give up my boy Patrick Nemeth. Jake Elmer. Well, I mean, Jake Elmer has to be the lowest value. Has to be. Johan Sodergran. 2-star prospect. What's Elmer? 1.5. So right now that King's offer is the best one. Ty Fellhaber. 1.5. Nick Swaney's 24. Robert Bortuzzo. Josh Brown. A 4th from Calgary. That's my new favorite. A 4th round pick from Calgary or Arizona. Funny, Nick Jensen, actually. Nick Jensen's a 2-star defenseman, man. Marcus Nudivara is as well. Honestly, I mean, getting Jensen or Nudivara could work out well, too. That way we could have a little bit better of a 7th defenseman. Zach Magwood. Instead of that 4th rounder, how much is Nick Jensen making this season? 2.5? Contract's up in 2 years. He has 15 points in 45 games. Obviously more of a defensive defenseman. His best role is as a mobile defenseman, but then from there it's all defensive pretty much. Definitely more of a defensive defenseman. Marcus Nudivara. His deal is up at the end of the season, making 2.7. He has 2 points in 17 games at a -12 rating. More of an offensive defenseman. So, Nudivara is the short-term, just try to get a better depth defenseman on paper option. Or we go for Nick Jensen. Gotta be honest, we're gonna go for Nick Jensen. So the deal is, Yoel Armia and his crazy $6 million contract. I mean, the problem with Armia, he has 30 points in 44 games. Ooh, can we give up 30 points? You know, Armia stays. I didn't realize Armia was doing that well. He has 30 points in 44 games. Fried that chicken, yes it is. Yeah, you know, Armia stays. He's performing that well. It's tough to say we should get rid of him. Even for Jensen. We're going to hold on to him with numbers like that. The good thing is sending people down through waivers. Like, money-wise, we're looking okay, at least for the moment. Famous last words. We do have to activate Matthew Perreault. And that has us right up to the goddamn line. And the World Juniors are starting today. Happy December 26th. Germany, Slovakia, the US, Sweden, and Switzerland in Group A. Group B is Canada, Belarus, Finland, Russia, and the Czechs. The US team looks like this with Matt Beniers, Jake Sanderson, Luke Hughes, Chaz Lucius, our boy Thomas Bordlow, Jeremy Wilmer, Antonio Stranges, Tyler Clevin, Ty Smolanich. That is an okay team. This is an okay team. How does Sweden look? Eklund, Wallstead, our boy Rosen, Lucas Raymond, Edvinson, Salmonson, Lascelles, Niebeck, Robertson, Klang, Helga Grants, Wallander, Olsen, Andre. That's a decent little team. They're 3rd rated in the world. The U.S. is down to 5th in terms of the World Junior rankings. Germany's in 7th, led by Tim Stutzel and J.J. Ptika. Lucas Reichel as well. Slovakia's in 9th. Nemec is there. Jaroslav Kovsky. It's a little bit rough for Slovakia right now. And again, Sweden was in 3rd. Switzerland is 8th, led by Zanetti, Thea Rocher up there as well. Canada, the number 1 in defending champions. Because, of course. But Kent Johnson, Tyson Forster, Owen Power, Carson Lambos. I mean, that team is just stacked. They're going to win again. No doubt in my mind, Canada wins gold at the World Juniors again. How could they not? That team is disgusting. Like, just the name value there. How does Canada not win? Yeah, how do they not win that? Can you accept international job offers that season? I don't know if you can do it right as the World Juniors start. Belarus is 13th and absolutely suck. Finland, currently the world's number 4. Garaventi, Hirvonen, Lambert, Ratu. Obviously keeping our eyes on Ratu. I can see why Finland's sliding a little bit. Russia, currently 2nd in the rankings. Cheka, Askarov, Mukhamadullin, Mesnikov, Michkov, Gushchin, Chibrikov. Pretty solid Russian team. I don't think they can hang with Canada, though. And then the Czechs, currently in 6th. Mizak, Novak, Svozil, Jan Bednar. We'll see what happens throughout the World Juniors. But that tournament is currently in play. We are still 1st in the Pacific Division, which is beautiful. Dimmadome, what's up? I mean, you're seeing it. Midway point of the season, we're in 1st. In our division, at least. Can play the World Juniors throughout. Well, I mean, yeah, you can focus solely on the World Juniors if you wanted to. Let's see. Max Jones nearly got suspended. Interesting. Already some notable moments out of the World Juniors here, and damn tournament just started. The tournament just started. Just to make sure that we got a trade again between another New York Vancouver trade. Jack Malone for Rocco Grimaldi. All right, not major at least. Nilsson 2nd save, number 3. Yeah, Nilsson was he left his team. So Nilsson was doing well. He was one of the guys that just randomly left his team. So might be worth to get Anders Nilsson. All right, the scouting update here. Let's see what we got. Late Carruthers, I need to make sure we get scouted. And here we go. So the annual newspaper poll of the NHL's players was published today. So this is how the players voted. Monster, take it easy. Best skater, Nathan MacKinnon. Hardest shot, Dougie Hamilton. Smartest, Claude Giroux. Toughest, Ross Johnston. Fastest, McDavid. Best role model, Logan Couture. Marcus Nidivar was the cleanest. John Gibson, the toughest goalie to beat. And Bruce Cassidy, still the coach you'd most want to play for. Logan Couture is the best role model, huh? Yeah, 19 strength, 18 fighting, 20 aggression. I can see why Ross Johnston was voted essentially to be the toughest. As the Sharks have tied us in points. Pressure's on here. We play Buffalo on the road tomorrow. Need a result here. We need a result. Who's in net for Philly? I mean, their goals against average is insane no matter what. The dev reports. I mean, Howard Hughes improving. Thomas Bordlow getting some good improvements. Big improvements for Jan Seacart. Craig Yanni, Holtby dropping a little bit. Mikko Rantanen and Carter Hart, players of the month. Alright. Let's see. How close are we here? It's January 1st. We've only given it 8 games since the William Carlson trade. An 8-5-1 last month. So here we go. Bob Kilmeister. Right now with the projected draft rankings. Shane Wright is his number 1. See. Just making sure that there's like nobody here that we have absolutely no information on. And thankfully we got a read on pretty much everybody, which is good. And new nationalities for players here. Mark Arcabello can now play for Switzerland. Rakshani can play for Sweden, but I don't see how he ever would. Of course, we're still trying to keep an eye on what's going on around the World Juniors, too. That summer rolls around, you can still manage an international team for the World Juniors. I believe so. I believe so, I believe so. Connor McDavid with a minor injury. Rupe Hintz out for 5 months. Ooh, Oscar Olofsson ruptured MCL at the World Juniors. Speaking of which, the group stage is finished. So we have Sweden and Russia, Czech Republic and Slovakia, Canada and Germany, and the United States will play Finland. Yeah. So we go to the World Juniors, man. There we go. So Sweden and Canada were both perfect in the group stage. Belarus, the only team to not win a game. That's harsh. See what happens. The Olympics are coming up too. True. I think NHL players go. Maybe. Maybe not. Not sure what the setting is. Alright, come on, boys. Hang in there. We got 2 games in hand on the Sharks, and we're even in points. Also, Morgan Riley now up there for assists. Obviously, Vasi has only continued to get better throughout the season. Got Detroit and LA coming up. Carlos, welcome to the world of Franchise Hockey Manager 7. Just beat Anaheim 8-1. Still ahead of the Sharks.
Oh, good for you!
Still ahead of the Sharks. Carlos, thank you for the follow as well. We're looking okay. I mean, it's obvious we're going to want to add a little bit more.
Oh,
Spurgeon with a major injury.
You.
Slappy with the follow as well. Appreciate it. John Klingberg's going to miss some time. The United States win World Junior Gold, beating Sweden 4-1. Brings a tear to the eye, I tell you. A tear to the eye. The Americans win the World Juniors. Canada beat Germany and then lost to the U.S. 6-5. Sweden beat Russia 3-2. The Czechs beat the Slovaks 1-0. Canada beat Germany 3-1. The U.S. beat Finland 5-1. Second round, Sweden beat the Czechs 5-0. The U.S. outlasted Canada 6-5. And then the U.S. beat Sweden 4-1. Canada wins bronze 7-4 over the Czechs. Simon Robertson scored the most goals. Rosen was up there with 6 assists. Obviously, the U.S. players did very well. Rosen, though, led the way, or almost led the way for Sweden alongside Simon Robertson. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Rosen did pretty well. We don't see anything from Aatu Ratu, or really any Finns. Outside of face-off percentage. The Finns did not have the best tournament. But yeah, Rosen did pretty well. Can't complain. Let's see, we're on 56 games now as opposed to 41. It's the middle of January. And unfortunately, guys like Ennis, Fabry, Stenlund, VC, Postma, Perot, and Graves overall really aren't getting it done. Graves is good defensively, but that's it. Like VC's okay offensively, but a tire fire defensively. If we're actually going to make a run for it, we have to get better scoring depth. We really do. We really do. Check the block again around the league really quickly. Got Zach Sanford, who's been okay. He's not a drastic improvement on what we have. Ilya Mikheyev is a pretty good improvement. Toronto is shopping the soupman, and I want him. Let's see if we can work out a deal to bring in Ilya Mikheyev from Toronto. Let us start off. Honestly, Robbie Fabry just to get rid of the cap. I mean, Fabry, VC, Stenlund. Just get rid of these guys who haven't been able to get the job done. Tyler Ennis. They can't have that much salary. So, Fabry, VC, and Stenlund will be the start of it. We'll also give up this random Belgian that we drafted, Robin Van Kalster. And then for a pick, 5th rounder's not enough. 4th rounder's not enough. Take out Van Kalster. 2/4 is enough.
Is it possible that they absorb substances in order to...
So it's Fabry, VC, Stenlund, and 2/4 for Ilya Mikheyev. They really shouldn't do this, but if they do, I'm very happy. And again, that helps out our overall team depth quite a bit. Quite a bit. So, let's see if that goes through. Is this only for PC? Indeed. Indeed. Alright, still no word back from Toronto. #1 team in the Atlantic, too. I mean, getting Mikheyev would help a lot. There it is. As Mark Borowiecki gets dealt to the Rangers for a 5th, we are going to send Fabry, VC, Stenlund, and 2/4 to the Leafs for Ilya Mikheyev. So again, we clear up some cap. We get some, rid of some dudes who really don't deserve those spots, or at least aren't making the most of them. We're looking okay. Alright, so let's see. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I do need to call up somebody else. Got Heponiemi, 11 points in 14 AHL games. Stud, currently a 2-star prospect. Costin as well has 26 points in 54 games. Coach Carlson, what's up? Stud has 58 points in 52 games. I'd rather let him continue to tear the AHL apart. Let's call up Clint Costin. And that is our roster set with $4 million in cap space. Let's see what else is out there. Let's see what else is out there. Again, not overly impressed with Sanford. Not impressed with Beagle or Bailey. Bobby Nardella's been okay when he's played. Our record is 33, 19, and 5. Brian Little hasn't been very good in that contract. Sucks. Milano hasn't been good. Seabrook's been okay defensively, but I mean, Jesus Christ, obviously that cap hit's a big yikes. Scott Harrington's pretty good defensively, but an offensive tire fire. I'm not sure how much help we're gonna get at this point, at least for people who are on the block. JVR, but he gets paid $7 million. And honestly, isn't that good. I know he's 3 stars, but he's really not that good so far. Okay, so in terms of who's on the block, it's a little bit rough. But we did just add another good pickup here in Ilya Mikheyev. He is currently injured, but it's only mild shoulder inflammation. So we're looking better. Let's keep going. Deadline isn't for another month. So we got time to try and get some other deals done to make this team better. Rasmus Asplund is healthy. I don't think he'll let me continue. We got our mid-season draft rankings at Essential Scouting. For North American skaters, Shane Wright and Matthew Savoy are clearly 1-2. Clearly. Anyone who is an E, I need to make sure that we take a look at here. At least try to. Hopkins, Langlois. There's a lot of E's. Jesus Christ. I wish I could do different, I wish there was a different way to do this, because this is a little bit tedious and not a great science. It's today's jersey. The Henrik Lundqvist alternate from like 2010. This is my favorite Rangers jersey of all time. I just think the color combo is unreal. It's even nicer in person. And we gotta still get info on as many of these guys as possible. Hank's first ballot Hall of Famer. I honestly think he might have some trouble getting in. There's no cup. You know, it's bullshit, but there's only one Vezina. I genuinely, I think he's in and deserves to be in, but he might have a little bit of trouble. I gotta be honest. But I mean, I said as much in the video, you know, that I made the other day talking about Lundqvist electing not to play this year due to health concerns. You know, he's a future Hall of Famer for my money, no doubt. First ballot though, You know how these people work. You know how these people work in terms of voting people into the Hall of Fame. Whether it be hockey or baseball. Some people just like their moment in the spotlight. You know, I always think back to baseball and like, oh, Derek Jeter wasn't unanimous just because some guy wanted to be a tool, you know? No reverse retros coming in at the moment. I elected to focus the money on Christmas. Although, like I said, I did just get 2 jerseys, but number one, they weren't full price, $225 jerseys or whatever. They were more Grail jerseys. I do like a couple of the reverse retros. I've done 2 videos on my thoughts about the reverse retros, so I'll direct you to those. Alright, we should be okay here. I hope. Just trying to make sure we have a decent amount of these guys added to the watch list and that we get as much info back as possible. There needs to be like a quick button to add them to the watch list. Let's keep going. January 21st. We're a month out from the deadline here. It's not too bad. Zdeno Chara, first ballot Hall of Fame, for sure. Yes. You won't get a disagreement. Is there one fun round Jensen FHM? Yeah. I mean, I'd say so. I mean, it really does depend on, of course, your scouting, right? Similar to hockey in that way. And I mean, role players are more useful in FHM than EA. So, Mark Furk and Paul Byron. Nothing too crazy there. 34, 20, and 5. We just beat Buffalo 7-1. They're currently a playoff team. Troy Stetch has been traded 1-for-1 for Nathan Bastian. Okay. Carlos, yeah, it's a little bit rough. Tarasenko hits 300 career goals against the Devils. I mean, Bartel, fair enough. Like, obviously, Football Manager is the cream of the crop, so, but, I mean, they keep making this game better and better. I gotta give it to them. The game does continue to get better and better year in and year out. Thomas Hertl third in points. Thomas Hertl's sick, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, we're neck and neck with San Jose here because of that. Heading into February now. Man, Draisaitl's already hit 600 points. Devonport, a big improvement there for Ethan Brown. I like that. 26 points in 35 games for the Prince George Cougars. Linus Weissbach continuing to improve as well. 15 points in 54 games. Stephen Willie as well for the old Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Almost a point a game. I like it. And Evgeny Malkin has recommitted to the Penguins, 2 years at 8.8. Just to make a little bit more than Sidney Crosby. So let's take a look again here at trade blocks around the league. If I don't find anybody great here, I'm probably going to start looking at the free agent list. Bobby Nardella has been decent. Don't know if that's who I want as a depth defenseman, but Bobby Nardella has been okay. Then again, if someone's performing, screw their rating. If they're performing, they're performing. If Scott Harrington's really good defensively. Carlos, indeed. The NCAA is technically in. It's not playable, but it's technically in. Totally Spanish. I really like the looks of Harrington as a defensive defenseman. And Tyler Madden has been good offensively, but he's a defensive tire fire. Travis Hamonic hasn't been that good. JVR has been good he's been okay offensively. There's really nobody that I'm overly sold by here. I think the most impressive guy was probably Scott Harrington. Just as like a pure defensive defenseman. I want to try to pick Harrington up here. Because we have Paul Postma, who has been living up to his namesake of being very meh. Very meh indeed. If I can get Postma out of there. And again, guys like Perreault and Ennis haven't been very good. If I can get Perreault out of there. Nope. What about Ennis? So Postma, Ennis. And Heponiemi seems to have dropped a little bit. Rather give up Heponiemi than the draft pick. So Postma, Ennis, and we'll sweeten it with Heponiemi to try and improve in terms of being a depth defenseman. It's a lot to give up on paper for Harrington, but he's playing really well on the Blue Jackets. I also want to go to the free agent list. Well, the money for RFAs is apparently down, so I'm going to wait for this deal to go through. And some of the top free agents are gone, so there's not really much I can do. So we'll wait for this to go through. And I'm going to continue to shuffle people out of here who aren't getting the job done. 7-5-1 in the last month, which isn't great. That's why San Jose jumped us. Will this deal go through? We beat New Jersey 6-2. Done deal. That's Ryan Shea was traded for Victor Persson. So let's do it. Let's pick up Scott Harrington to be a new depth defenseman for us. He's apparently way down there in the board ranking, though. He's only played 7 games for him, but we'll give him a chance as the depth defenseman. If he can't cut it, we have Mikko Letang, Christian Juice, Jordan Osterley as our 7th defenseman. We got plenty of options. And forward-wise, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I need to try to shop Matthew Perreault because he has sucked. Jack Gorniak in a 7th. Badger, what's up? We're doing well. Tried to buy the OTPF. It should be a key, but I was denied by my credit card company. That's unfortunate. It was good to see you, though, Badger. I hope you're doing all right. John Fusco. Not that good. 4th rounder for Matthew Perreault from Detroit. 4th rounder from the Rangers. 4th rounder from the Kings. Andre Sekera. 2 to 3 weeks of the tibia injury. No, thank you. 4th round from Philly. Bortuzzo, how have you done this season? Season stats. Maybe not. Can't really see how good Bortuzzo has been this year for them. Sean Fikov, Michael Kempney. 9 points in 37 games. How good's Kempney? 1.5. Arvid Sundin. 33 points in 34 games in the ECHL, but not that much like long-term promise. The Coyotes, who have only won 16 games, are offering me a 4th. We are going to take that deal from the Coyotes. No doubt. Yeah, let's send Matthew Perreault to the desert for a 4th round pick that could very well be the first pick of the 4th round. Again, Perreault had been brutal. Man, Morgan Riley's been so good. Alright. Glenn Costin can't cut it. Glenn Costin can't cut it. Graves is at least okay defensively. Osplund, I don't want to put on waivers. Okay. The people are at least serviceable here. So we still got to call people up. So defense, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Harringtons there. Forwards, this is where it's rough. Our forward depth, we've had a lot of guys not work out for us this season. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We might as well give Stud a chance here. 67 points in 60 games in the AHL. Let's give him a shot. I mean, I don't really have the free agents to sign. We've had a lot of forwards, and the depth roles not work out for us. So again, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Costin didn't work. Let's try Linus Weissbach. David Gustafson. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. Let's try some of these younger guys out. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, again, we're trying to look for the players that can really bring this team together offensively. We're trying to go through the block first leading up to the deadline. But I do like the way this team's coming together because obviously, again, we weren't supposed to be a playoff team this year. But go figure. Much like Vegas, we just kind of got handed decent options. So it's February 7th. We're in first. 24th is deadline day. As Zach Sanford has been traded 1-for-1 for Tony DeAngelo. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's, yep. Of course, Ryan McDonough's out injured right now, too. That is a big time, yeah, McDonough's out for another 1 to 2 weeks. So technically, we can call up Mikko Letang for the moment. And let's again take a look around the league. Of course, we're looking at player ratings, but I'm also paying attention to their game ratings. I don't just want to get someone who's a high overall. Like, if there's someone who's performing well, they're the guy to get. Like, right now, we're looking for sure things. I mean, we're making that playoff push. Sonny Milano, not that great. Mark Giordano. On an expiring deal, Mark Giordano. Let's go for him. Can we make a deal for Mark Giordano? Big question is money. Like, Armia's just been okay. Got a 61 rating, 64 offensively. But I mean, like, if Jensen at a 64 offensively is a lot cheaper. Graves is at a 64 defensively. I know that's cut off on your screen right now, but I can't believe I'm saying it, but Armia is the guy to use here. Especially because the cap helps offset it. I don't really want to give up any draft picks here. A lot of 2.5-star prospects. I have the rights to Janssen Falby, but I couldn't get him to come over. So I have no problem using him to get this deal done. We just couldn't get that dude to sign with us. How'd you get Wild Bill? Vegas had him on the block for some reason, so we just kind of went for it. That's what Vegas does, just send people out. Stud. Hasn't been great so far. Rasmus Asplund can be used. We can't put him through waivers. He hasn't been good enough to play at the NHL level. We can use Asplund here. You know when I lied about not using a pick. Damn, I was hoping that would push it through. There we go. So, Yoel Armia, Rasmus Asplund, the rights to Axel Janssen Falby, 5th and a 6th rounder in this year's draft, for Mark Giordano. And in an ideal world, we'll get them to retain 30% of the deal as well. We'll see in a few days if Calgary accepts that. And that would significantly improve our defense. To bring in Gio, Calgary's not going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, we need forwards, but you have the chance to bring in Mark Giordano to bolster your defense. You do it. Especially for the price that we have to pay. And the deal's done. And the Olympics, guys. The Olympics have started. So Group A is China, the U.S., Czech Republic, Norway. Group B, Canada, Finland, Germany, Latvia. Group C, Russia, Sweden, Switzerland, and Slovakia. We'll look at the teams in a minute. Canada beat Latvia 16-1. Morgan Riley's on that team. Russia beat Slovakia 5-2. Sweden beat Switzerland, so Carlson and Ekholm are on the team there. And we are acquiring Mark Giordano, again for Yoel Armia, Rasmus Asplund, a 5th, 6th, and the rights to Axel Janssen Falby. So Mark Giordano has been acquired, 30% retained salary as well. So it's now Riley, Gio, Ekholm, McDonough, Letty, Pellick, Graves, which is just tremendous. And we'll put Mikko Letang, and I hate to say it as well, but Scott Harrington on waivers. I desperately need forward help. Desperately. Like, we had too many forwards at the start of the year, now there's just nothing I can do. I need somebody to start offering up some forwards. Before we look at the Olympic stuff, let's take one more look here. Let's take one more look here at the block. And see if there's anyone out there that could be useful. I'm hopeful. It's not really happening, though. I have McLeod, Pierre Engvall. Tyler Madden's okay offensively. Could make a move for Tyler Madden to see if on a better team, but then again, the Kings have 35 wins. They're not horrible. Come on. Eric Stahl, but he's having a horrible season. We just have to bank. Yeah, the league's actually on break, Donna. J-Ben, good to see you, of course. Brent, if you're wondering why China's in the Olympics, it's because they're the host nation. That's the reason. Very FIFA World Cup-like, where it's like, oh, fuck it, you're hosting it, you're in. So we could take a risk on Eric Stahl, but he really hasn't been good this year. He has 8 points in 36 games. He's been pretty bad. He looks like he's cooked. Chris Letang. Oh. Dude, we don't need defense, but Chris Letang is available too.
Oh, good
Holy
for
shit.
you.
Going around following random people and trying to make people's days and nights. Well, man, I appreciate it. I can't wait to see where this goes. We got to go for Chris Letang. Ryan Merkley and Jeremy Waugh are available as well. I got to go for Letang. I have to. Like, he's playing for Canada. Let's see if we can get Chris Letang. And I mean, really quickly, to look at our defense, like, the question is, who would he replace? And, I mean, again, Morgan Riley's been amazing. Ekholm and Gio have been very good. Letty's been very good. Honestly, Graves has been good defensively. Pellick's been a little bit better. If we can get rid of Pellick, we do it, but he has a no trade. So it's Pellick or Graves who gets shopped here. Because we can't afford to have that much money in a seventh defenseman. So it's got to be Pellick or Graves to get this deal done for Chris Letang. And we'll start up by offering Pellick. If he doesn't want to go, then it's Letang. Pellick did not deny the trade to Pittsburgh. So we are going to try to trade Adam Pellick here. And apparently they'd be below the cap floor, so feel free to retain 50% on Letang. It's fine by me. Can we move Adam Pellick to get one Christopher Letang? Is the question. God, I've been so disappointed with our forwards here, though. Like, we've been wheeling and dealing, but it's been necessary. What if we use, like, Osterley, Juice? Nah, we're gonna have to give up a little bit to make this happen. Let's go to player rates here. What about... We'll go 2.5 star. Maybe. What about good old Willie? Okay, so Stephen Willie gets that to the next star level. How has he done this season? $23 points in 23 games in North Dakota. No, thank you. Seacart, 31 and 35. Cole, 31 and 35. Shane Lavelle, 16 and 18. Damn, man, some of our prospects are doing very well. Dylan Jackson's over a point a game. Ty Jackson, not so much. The version has 20 points in 27 games. Guy to Mac has 23 and 29. Oh, man, we gotta give up somebody. Honestly, I think giving up Adam Ruzicka. He's 22, he's only a 1 star compared to some of the other guys. Adam Ruzicka is the guy to give up here. And honestly, this goalie as well, and Mike Robinson, because he actually doesn't have much of a future. But he does have potential still. In name only. Can we get this to go through? Polly, thank you for that, bud. To you as well. He is Robin Van Calster. About a third next year. Okay, what if we take out Van Calster? Adam Pellick, Adam Ruzicka, Mike Robinson, a 5th and a 7th, to rent Chris Letang. Will Pittsburgh accept is the question. To stack this defense and goaltending to the moon, we'll just have to find forwards in the next 12 days. In the meantime, we talk about the Winter Olympics. Start off with the standings. Team USA, stacked to the gills, led by Austin Matthews, Connor Hellebuck, and John Gibson, Jack Eichel, Ben Bishop, John Carlson. You can pretty much see everybody there. Seth Jones, Kyle Connor, Dylan Larkin, Patrick Kane, Slavin, Hughes, McAvoy, Patch Reddy, Goodrow, Lee, JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Blake Wheeler, Ryan Suter as the captain, Zach Werenski, Paul Stastny, and Jeff Petrie. Hello, Crashy 1K. How are you, friendo? Again, I'm sorry I missed out. So the U.S. is looking good, 5th ranked team right now. The Norwegian team, you got Matt Zuccarello and that's it. They're 11th in the world rankings and they're going to get dunked on. Dunked on. The Czechs are currently 6th. Decent roster, led by David Pasternak, Tomáš Hertl, Jakub Vrana, David Riddick, Kubalik, Kampf, Kovar, Filip Hronek, Yuri Sekach, former Ducks great. Andre Palat, Pablo Francouz, Radko Gudas. They're okay. Not favorites. And then China, 30th in the world rankings. They have this dude in Jan Roinen, and the legend himself, Andong Song, former Islanders draft pick. My goalie is there. It is Hao Rin-hu. Our goalie made the Chinese national team. Team Canada. Number 1 in the world, and you can see why. McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby, Scheifele, Point, Marner, Binnington, Theodore, Shabbat, Parayko, Hamilton, Makar, Hall, Marchand, Giroux, Duchesne, O'Reilly, Stamkos, Price, Morgan Riley, Brent Burns, Chris Letang, and Braden Holtby. Christ. What a team. Finland, currently 4th in the world. Barkov, Rantanen, Heiskanen, Aho, Korpisalo, Lehkonen, Laine. Laine only had 3.5 star right now, by the way. Coco, we love you. We love you, Coco. Oh, Saros, Risto, Teravainen, Metsola, Lindell, Lapisto. Finland's not too bad. Rask did retire, indeed. Germany, currently 7th. Led by Draisaitl, Grubauer, Bergman, Cahoon, Seider, Thomas Greiss, Danny Austenbergen, Corbinian Holzer, Konrad Appelschauser. Not bad for Germany. Latvia, currently 10th in the world. Led by Zemgus Girgensons, Elvis Merzlikins, Teddy Bluger, Kaspars Daugavins, Bruins Great, Rudolf Bausers, Richard Bukarts, Martin Karsums, Oskar Bartulis. Love Latvia, who just got dunked on. The Russians, currently 2nd in the world. Vasilevsky, Panarin, Kucherov, Tarasenko, Ovechkin, Svechnikov, Kuznetsov, Bobrovsky, Provorov, Sergachev, Radulov, Dadonov, Sheshkin, Orlov, Gavrikov, Kovalchuk, Shipachyov, Plotnikov, Nestorov, Kafazulin, Chudnov, Soroukov, and Anton Belov, OAR, as they're also known. Sweden, 3rd in the world. Holy shit, this team, though, man. Pedersen, Leonard, Hedman, Erik Carlson, Landeskog, Markstrom, Ekholm, Forsberg, Backstrom, Vanajad, William Carlson, Lindholm, OEL, Rodin, Dahlin, Klefbom, Hornqvist, Silverberg, Nylander, Hellberg, Gustafsson, Linus Omark, and Mikhail Backlund. Switzerland, currently 8th in the world, led by Roman Josi, Nico Hischier, Timo Meyer, Nino Niederreiter, Kevin Fiala, Sven Andrighetto, Gaten Haas, Leto Berra, Dean Kukin, Rafael Diaz, Damian Brunner, Eric Blum, and then Slovakia, currently 9th in the world, led by Tomas Tatar, Yaroslav Halak, Eric Chernak, Marek Hrivik, Richard Panik, Marko Dano, Tomas Yurko, Martin Marincin. So, yeah, Canada, clearly the favorites. In the meantime, let's see if Chris Letang is about to become a member of the Seattle Kraken. As it's been nothing but high-profile defensemen available to us here. There's still no answer. Canada beat Germany 6-1. Switzerland beat Russia 5-1. Huge upset. And Sweden beat Slovakia 8-1. But a huge upset there. The Russians get shit kicked by Switzerland. Not so neutral now, are they? Damn. Guys, the big news of the day. Adam Pelech, Adam Ruzicka, Mike Robinson, a 5th and a 7th, to Pittsburgh for Christopher Letang on 50% salary. Letang, welcome to the Kraken. As we have a minor deal there between St. Louis. Sweden also beat Russia 5-2. And Finland beat Canada 4-3. Dylan Larkin fractured a shoulder blade. So there have been quite a few upsets. But guys, look at this defense now. Letang, Riley, Giordano, Ekholm, McDonough, Leddy, Graves. That's insane. And it's obvious now we got to try to trade Graves or Leddy. We got to get rid of a defenseman for a forward. But I mean, that defense, that goaltending, I just need to find forwards who can actually deliver. I don't know where the hell we're going to find them. But it's got to happen. I mean, we can certainly trade from a position of power. We'll get caught up on the Olympics soon. Again, I gotta look around the league. Is there a high-profile player or someone who's performing well that we can pick up for cheap? Like Milano, Brian Little, they're not going to cut it. Andrew Peak, we really don't need him. Tyler Madden, but still he's not great. Like, he's just okay. Stall. And we really have nobody here. Unless I were to sit there and look elsewhere. So let's see. But just look at forwards on the Blues. And obviously, Tarasenko, Shen, O'Reilly. Ryan Dzingel could have been a decent little pickup here. 2.3 for the next 3 years. That's actually not that bad. But obviously, like O'Reilly, Shen, Tarasenko, they're just not there. I'm going to add Ryan Dzingel to our short list here. Tampa. Some of their top players are underperforming. There's really no discount options outside of like Alex Volkov. Anthony Cirelli is also underperforming. Dzingel was at a 67, though. I'm going to say no to Volkov. Nylander, Marner, Tavares, Matthews. No room there. Jake Virtanen. Jake Virtanen's doing okay. Might be a dude to target here. Vegas with Marchessault, Smith, and Pacioretty. I mean, $5 million minimum. We can't do it. This isn't the trade block, AJ. We're looking at forwards in general. Backstrom and Kuznetsov are too expensive. Ellis, Connor, Scheifele too expensive. I'm looking at guys in the green or above. Raquel, making under $4 million. He's been great offensively. Definitely adding Rickard Raquel to our list. If we can get Anaheim to budge on him. Christian Dvorak, I do love, making 4.4 for the next 4 years. It's not a horrible option. Boston, Jake DeBrusk. Bergeron on an expiring deal. We'll add DeBrusk. We'll add Bergeron, for God's sakes. I think Pasternak would be too expensive, but even Brad Marchand. Raquel had an extension signed? Did he? Oh, yeah, that's what the little thing means. I missed that. The little asterisk, the little Houston Astro there. Way too much money tied up there from Buffalo's top 3. Probably not worth trying to go out and get Sean Monahan for that price, with that performance. Aho's a no. Tanner Pearson. But you're making 4.5 for the next 3 years. Oh, actually, it's Kirby Dach. He's going to be too expensive. Dylan Strome. He's already signed an extension. I need to find out what that is. Colorado. Nazem Kadri on an expiring deal. He's been brutal defensively, but he's pretty good offensively. Brandon Landeskog McKinnon. Nothing there. Columbus with Domi and Dubois on expiring deals. Domi would be the guy to go for. So we get prepped for trade deadline here. Doc would be too expensive, man. Ooh, Denis Gurianov. Decent budget option there for Gurianov. Radulov's on an expiring deal. Could go for him as well. Ben and Sagan are way too expensive. Like actual cap hit wise. Detroit. Mantha or Larkin, but Larkin just got hurt. I mean, Mantha's making under 6, which is nuts. Edmonton. Nuge, Dry, and McDavid. Could look to get Nuge, but that's pretty expensive. Florida with Huberdeau and Barkov. And obviously those would be amazing. I just don't see how we'd pull that off, though. Kings with Lindholm or Kopitar. Elias Lindholm wouldn't be that bad. Minnesota really only has Marcus Johansson, and that contract's brutal. Montreal, Nick Suzuki and Jonathan Drouin. Go figure. Drouin's making 5.5. Nick Suzuki, call it disrespectful. We could go for him. Nashville with Philip Forsberg and Matt Duchene. Forsberg's an option. New Jersey with Kyle Palmieri. And Ovechkin, who has apparently re-signed with them. But Ovi's been amazing. Nico just wouldn't happen. The Islanders. Matt Barzal's unreal. We just couldn't afford him. Brock Nelson's too expensive, too. Barzal would be amazing, but I don't see that happening. For the Rangers, Bo Horvat. Somehow on, no money. Panarin's too expensive. Zibanejad's unreal, and he hasn't re-signed yet. Kreider's 6.5 by 6 is just too much. Ottawa really only has Colin White, and he's not he's not amazing, so I wouldn't want to risk it with him. I mean, we have options at least. That's kind of the one thing I was worried about, right? It's just not having options, because that was probable. Philly, Giroux, and Couturier, both on expiring deals. Would be dumb not to go for them. Pittsburgh with Crosby, 4-year deal for him now, though. San Jose, Tomas Hertl. Be amazing. Okay. So we have our short list. These are all the players that ideally could be acquired here. I mean, it makes no sense to not just start at the top with who's been performing the best, and that's Sasha Barkov, but obviously then, too, you talk about best value, and best values are Rickard Rakell. In terms of his star rating compared to his performance, his extension is 6.15 for the next 4 years. 6.15 at 28. I don't know if we want to commit $6 million to Rickard Rakell. I like him, but Huberdeau's on $5 million this year and next. I think I'm going to take out Rakell. Next up, value for money is Bergeron. No extension signed. He's 36.